Oh, burn them! Burn the books!
Damn it! I just clicked.
Oh,
okay.
The secret text.
All right, we're here to talk to you about.
His head picked. All right, go ahead.
We're here to talk to you about the Catholic Church and how you can become a priest.
Yes. Would you like to do things and get exempt from them because you're part of the most powerful? What do you call it? Not government. Force. Imaginable. You can do something that would get a motherfucker hanged and killed in prison by another inmate. If another inmate finds out what this thing you do, they will fuck you up, and the guards don't give a shit.
In the most brutal way possible.
But if you pour the jerk, you can just do it and get off.
Oh, they're getting off all right. Oh.
I'm joining. Not because I want to do that, but I just want the power.
It is nice.
I'm like, don't worry, it's just a power thing. I'm sorry about this.
I'm not really religious. I just like the power and the abuse.
Bishop Hill.
I went to a Catholic mass once in my life. It was the creepiest thing ever. Because my grandparents are Catholic. By the way, we're going to talk about movies real soon. Hold on. And like all the songs are all these old ass Latin songs, and they just sing like robots. They're like, I'm like, and I was like 8 years old. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then it's weird because it's like an hour, and then they're like, all right, get out. I'm like, what? I like that part, but
get the fuck out.
But I was like, this is weird. Anywho,
I went to a Catholic wedding before. It was just the ceremony was the longest fucking thing ever. It was like almost over an hour. I was like, what the fuck, y'all? You're like, back when such and such was 5 years old, he was playing VR. And they were like,
Amen. Every 5 minutes, you gotta say amen.
Jesus Christ, you guys are putting black churches, though. You're giving them a challenge here. Shit.
I've never been to. No, I've never been to a black church.
There was one. It was during Easter. This was a while ago.
All right.
And I was visiting. I was living in North Carolina, and I was just visiting home. And so I was like, all right, come to the Easter event. And I was like, all right, I'll come
for the candy.
So they had like this little kid play.
Okay.
It was awful because it was kids.
Yeah, kid and play, like the movies. Sorry.
That shit was like an hour.
Okay.
And like, all right, now that's over. Let's start the real thing. I'm like, the real thing? So I left. My sister's like, you gonna stay? I was like, I'm out of here. So I left.
Oh fuck, what is it? What's the one where they're like real crazy? Not like Catholics or
Mormons?
No, well that too, but I forget what it's called. Oh, evangelicals.
Oh.
Me and my friend went to one of theirs as a joke. Like, let's just go and kind of make fun of them. They were like, one guy was on stage and he was like, I was driving my car and then a semi-truck cut in front of me and I was like, oh God, please save me. And then I drove around the truck and I was safe. Thank God. Praise Him. And I was like...
Those are like the crazy ones too. They'd be in like the...
But it was like every minor thing is just like, praise Him. I stubbed my toe, but then it started feeling better after a few hours. Praise Him. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, it's like, oh. Thankfully, we were raised Methodist, which is like...
They're meth?
Well, I wish. It was Indiana, so maybe. It's fine. I guess if you're going to be Christian, be Methodist. Okay,
you don't believe how crazy religion is. Any religious Japanese person I found is fucking old and crazy.
Yeah. How is there still religion now that we have internet? Like, This only works when you can't communicate with people who are different from you.
Wait a minute. It's that deep. It's that deep, man. Still waters run deep. Is that a song? I heard it. Okay, alright. What's up? Oh, hey, Chris.
Oh, wow. Big fan of religion, I am. Okay, so we're here to talk about movies. Japanese movies, more specifically.
Oh.
Have you seen any?
I've seen my fair share.
I tried, when I was first starting to learn Japanese, to watch Japanese movies. And every Japanese person you ask is like, oh, we don't watch Japanese movies. And I'm like,
they don't.
I'm like, well, can you just tell me one that's popular? Maybe I can find them on my own. They're like, I don't even know a Japanese movie. I'm like, come on, just tell me what. This is before I knew that they're all secretive. Because you come here and you're like, there's a lot of Japanese movies. I'm sure you've seen
who are
one.
these people? Actors. I love this actor. Aha!
Yeah, it's like, but, yeah, so I guess never ask a Japanese person what their favorite Japanese movie is. But I've seen, I guess, more than the average American. Our friend Jeremy has probably seen the most. He was quite otaku with the movies and stuff. Even Japanese people were like, okay, tone it down a little bit.
I've seen a lot, but if you want a good one,
okay, let's start with good.
It's never mainstream and like you'll never hear about it.
That's good. Okay.
Like it's just something you will either stumble upon or it will have no, for some reason, their actual good shit. Never no English at all.
The schoolgirl with the machine gun.
But they're top shelf. And I mean, I know Hollywood has a lot of bullshit too. We know that.
Yeah.
But their top shelf is, it's legendarily bad.
Wait, I thought you were gonna say a good one.
Oh, you want me to say a title?
Yeah. Let's just go through.
Okay. Okay. One I really like is called Kawaki. What does that mean? Some that's kind of flower.
Kawaki? I know Himawari is sunflower.
Yeah, some kind of flower. Kawaki.
It means to dry. Dry something. Oh, this?
Yeah. That one's really good.
There's an old man and a. How old do you think she is? She's got to be 30, but like they're like.
You can play a high school girl. Alright.
Okay, Kawaki.
So.
More like kawaii. Alright.
So that's pretty good. It's about a cop, and he's just out of control, man. He's like an alcoholic.
Why are there so many Japanese movies about cops? And I'm like, they just ride around on the bicycles. Like, no cops here do anything wrong.
And then, except for that story I sent you when the cop molested a drunk woman or something.
We don't talk about that.
And so, like...
Well, okay, they obviously do bad stuff, but it's not movie-worthy.
Right.
If you're making a movie about, like, a New York cop, you could make it realistic and it'd be really, like, fucked up. But in Japan, it's like, I'm just riding my bike around.
Stealing groceries from old lady. What you got in here, Grandma? Well, you don't need all this seaweed. What's that shit you put on the onigiri?
Nori.
You don't need all this nori, girl. That one's pretty good. It's almost a perfect, but there's one scene that pisses me off. I don't know why there's one character. Nope. Or there's one character in one scene.
Okay. That
pisses me off. I'm pretty sure the one character is a guy from Arashi.
They're the worst, aren't they?
And
I'm sorry, all of Japan, but they're awful.
We just get arrested for this. What'd you say? Have to go on the podium. They're good actors.
Guilty.
Hope you like fucking dry ass rice and fish in prison.
Okay.
And like, cause the tone is dark and kind of moody, and everyone's actually doing a good job acting, and he's just like, "Hey!" I'm like, get this fucking motherfucker out the goddamn movie. Luckily he's not in there a lot.
Yeah.
But any scene he is in there, it's like
just ruins it.
It's like, what the fuck is going on right now?
That is one thing I've noticed more in Japanese over American movies. Some American movies where you're like, this scene kind of killed the vibe.
Right.
But every Japanese movie has a chunk that kills the movie. I'm like, come on, man. It's like only an hour and a half.
Are like, not the directors, like the people are like, nope. Not mandatory. It's in the contract. Got to put this in here. It's like, it's not really that kind of movie. Put it in. Come on, really? Put it in. All right.
I watched a movie. 2017 maybe. Me and a coworker were gonna see a different movie, but like I guess I got the times wrong, and she was like, "Do you want to just watch this Japanese movie?" I'm like, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was called like the Japanese, which all the titles are like paragraphs.
When you enter this thing in the subways, beware the bat. Like, God, what? Yeah. Shit.
The title was something like, I really want to quit my job or something like that.
Okay.
And it was a guy working a Japanese job, wearing a suit, and he comes in and his boss is an asshole.
Was this like a serious movie or a comedy or?
I don't know what it was. Kind of a mystery. You know how all their movies are like, we're kind of a mystery comedy. But he's miserable and he wants to quit, and then he sees a guy and then at the train station, and then turns out the guy was a twin all along and his twin brother killed himself. So then he becomes friends with his twin, and then...
There's a ghost.
Nah, there's no ghost. He thinks he's a ghost or something stupid, and then turns out he was a twin.
Fight Club?
Yes.
Oh.
And then he quits his job and teaches English in, like, Malaysia, and I'm like, whoa, where did this come?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
And the end of the movie is the two of them, like...
The main character's a Japanese guy.
Yeah. Never speaks English throughout the whole movie. But they end up on an island, and then they're like, we're teaching these brown people English.
What?
And then it's just like,
I gotta see this.
It's like, okay, quit your Japanese job and just teach English on a tropical island. And then it ends.
What?
It was ass. There was a twist. The bitch at the office was destroying his accounts secretly. And
ooh, why was she doing this?
Because she's a woman. She's like, I'm just trying to get ahead. And like, and then he catches her, and then she's like, well, it's okay, I'm a woman, so. I don't remember what the point of that movie was. I think it was to be happy, but I'm like, I didn't get that from the movie. So I would say don't watch I Really Want to Quit My Job.
That sounds so familiar. I don't think I've seen it, but it sounds familiar.
There was a Japanese guy wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and it was like unbuttoned, and he was like, I always wear this shirt, and like, we're just goofing off. We Japanese love to goof off.
That reminds me of another movie. I think it was called Lucy.
Lucy?
Not the American movie with what's that bitch, Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, okay.
This was I don't know if the director was Japanese or American.
But it was a Japanese movie?
Japanese movie. Hold on, I gotta check if the director was Japanese or American. Give me 1 second. Talk about something, Chris. Chris, talk about something!
They're not gonna let a foreigner direct their movies. Brandon, you know that.
Harrison Ford did it. I mean, he's Harrison Ford, but...
Did he direct a Japanese movie?
No, it was American, but he had a lot of Japanese. He had Ken Watanabe in there.
Oh, wow.
Alright, director Atsuko Hirayanagi.
So it could be American.
Oh, it's called Oh, Lucy.
Oh, Lucy.
So it's about this...
That sounds more familiar. Oh, Lucy?
This Japanese old office worker and her life sucks.
Is that every movie?
And so her niece is... Well, first her niece was a cunt. because she was taking English lessons at an Eikaiwa.
Okay.
And this is like, I can't afford these lessons. Can you take them over? And she's like, okay. So she starts paying for the lessons.
Okay.
And she meets the English teacher from California.
All right.
And it's just a weird ass Eikaiwa.
Eikaiwa love story.
But she falls in love with the guy.
Okay.
After one lesson.
Oh, I can see that.
And then the next day he fucks off. He's gone back to people like, oh, he's back in California. With the niece, and barely him and the niece were dating.
Oh, okay.
And they took that money for her taking over the lessons, and he fucked off.
Oh, okay.
So
that sounds kind of interesting.
Then she can't get in contact with the niece or something, so her and her friend go to California to find the daughter and the guy.
Okay.
And I think they have nothing to go off of.
Okay.
And so they first find the guy, and he's like, she broke up with me. She didn't.
Oh, so she used him to get to America.
He's like, she didn't like me or some shit. Or also he like had a American wife and a kid.
He did?
Yeah.
What was he doing in Japan?
Who knows? And his like apartment was shitty.
You know how Americans just abandon their family and come to Japan.
So they go looking for the niece, and some dumb shit ensues. One day they're just smoking weed in the car, and he ends up fucking having some weird, pathetic sex in the car with her in the ass. Not in the ass, but doggy style.
In the car?
Yeah. So eventually, the woman finds her niece.
Okay.
And they're talking. And for some reason, the subject comes up like, yeah, I was fucking your man. And they're like standing on the cliff, and he's like, I can't believe you did this shit. And she runs and jumps off the cliff.
See, that's the kind of stuff that ruins the Japanese movies for me. Where I'm like, none of this makes any sense, and you just want... It's like they just type, emotional ending, and then they're like, well, what do we do? I don't know, jump off the cliff.
But now she lives. She's laying in the water.
Is that how that works?
I guess so. And then she's like all bruised up, and she's like, alright, all y'all motherfuckers get out of here.
She's in a wheelchair, and then she's like, get out of here.
And then the woman's like, to the English teacher's like, I love you. He's like, bitch, I don't fucking know you.
Because he still has a family.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wait, then what?
So then she goes back to Japan, and she tries to commit suicide.
The older woman?
Yeah, but then another guy that was also part of her Eikaiwa group, Japanese guys, like, hey, when because her name is Lucy in her Eikaiwa, because they give her an English name. What? That's where the term "Oh Lucy" comes from.
Does that happen?
So he's like, so when we're at Eikaiwas, we're different people, and we're away from this Japanese shit. And then it ends.
So the whole thing was like, don't trust foreigners.
Yeah, I wouldn't say all that. Nah, because at the end it was like, oh, if you learn English, you can be someone. I don't fucking. It was a shit. No, that wasn't shit.
It was okay.
It was okay. It was okay.
All right.
Actually, we're gonna watch that one. Write that one down. Oh, Lucy.
Well, I'll just listen to this in 4 weeks and be like, oh shit, we gotta watch Oh Lucy.
What you else you got?
Okay, this movie. This movie pissed me off so much. Do you remember a horror movie called Kudu?
No.
The English name is It Comes.
Oh, that sounds so familiar. Oh!
And I'm like...
It Comes. What, it was original English or original
Japanese? The Japanese title is Kudu.
And we say...
For some reason, the English name is It Comes. I guess they were trying to bank off the movie It. Came out around the same time. I think so. Yeah, I think that's it.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I watched a trailer for it in one of the theaters, and I was like, it'll probably be bad, but like it'll probably be like a fun weekend, like a night out or something. It was not. Starts off. They're at a wedding, and I'm like, I'm already done. I'm like, I don't want to see this. And it's this douchey well, they're all Japanese, but like this douchey guy, like I'm just a toast to my fucking beautiful wife, and they got all this cute shit that doesn't happen in Japan, and then they have a kid, and he's like, I'm gonna videotape all. I think it was a girl. Let's say it's a girl. I'm going to videotape all of my daughter, everything she does, and I'm going to post it online. I made a little vlog for her. Oh, she's walking, and she's talking, and she's eating peas. And then, like...
This is a horror movie?
Yes.
Okay.
The horror doesn't come in for probably 45 minutes. And it's
gotta establish that base.
It's just this annoying guy, like, oh, look at my daughter. And I'm like, okay, it's going to go bad. And then... There's all this supernatural shit, like things are flying around the room. They're like, what the fuck? We gotta fucking exorcise a demon. And, here's another part. Like, you're watching it and it's like, no Japanese apartment is this fucking big.
What they do? I'm just a salaryman.
Yeah, like, I just work at the company. We just have this perfect life. And then, I guess spoilers, I would say don't watch the movie. They do all this bullshit about, like, let's get a group of demon exorcisers, and fucking this dumb bitch lives in a trailer with her boyfriend. She does all this weird, goofy shit. And then,
I also how I see this.
It's not worth it.
Just for the factor.
And then turns out the mom hated her douche husband because he was being a douche, and like, look at all these taking videos.
Oh, like he wasn't cheating, or he just didn't like him because he was a douche.
Yeah, and it's like,
shit.
But I knew that from the wedding. So she was the one like throwing shit, and then like he came home and she's like, "Oh, fucking demons threw all these plates around. What are we gonna What are we gonna do? And your daughter's a fucking demon."
What?
And then I was like, so you just were like, oh, okay, I'll just believe that. And then I think they were like, skippity skip. Maybe there's actual demons, and I think some demon shit happened, and then there's a bad CGI because it's Japan and they can't afford.
Wait, so most of the shit was just the wife being really pissed off?
But then I think they're like, well, it's boring, let's just add an actual demon.
What?
I don't remember how the movie ended, but I didn't enjoy it.
I think we gotta see this one.
I did.
We gotta see it again.
And it's like, you clearly had a 3-minute trailer's worth of interesting scenes that I thought they would expand on. But that was the only good parts.
Oh, shit.
It was fucking terrible.
I want to see this.
It's too hard to explain how awful it was. Here's one that we've both seen. The English is One Cut of the Dead.
Oh.
In Japanese, Kameda o Tomeru na. Or Don't Turn Off the Camera. There's really no way to explain that without giving away the whole plot. Basically, it's
spoilers. Skip to the 10 minutes ahead if you don't want to spoil.
Skip to this time code that I didn't put in the video.
Jackass.
Fucking asshole. Well, okay.
That one was actually good.
Yeah, it was surprising.
Really good.
And everyone who saw it was like, even Japanese people were like, oh, this is surprisingly good.
And at the beginning, I was like, watching, I was like, okay, I'm with it, but like, I don't know is this the typical dumb shit?
Yeah, because there's a lot of weird stuff in the beginning. You're like, oh, they made another shitty movie.
Yeah.
And then the second half kicks in, and you're like, oh, okay, now it all adds up.
Like, oh, and then like the more it adds up, you're like, oh shit! Wow!
I really liked the old man who was like an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And they just kind of propped him up.
just throw him at him.
Basically, it's a zombie movie, but it's good.
Yeah, but it's people making a zombie movie.
Don't spoil it.
And they have to make one cuts.
For some reason, that's another that part annoyed me.
But hijinks ensue, because it's not going to be that easy, fuckhead.
That part really annoyed me, where I'm like, What Japanese TV station does anything like this?
It was like some special horror TV station, Chris. I don't know.
They don't even make good actual TV shows. Why would they make something this brave?
Oh.
But, that movie's really good.
Yeah, we don't hate everything. That was a good recommendation. All right, let me get one. One is called...
All right, my next movie...
Oh.
I'm sorry, you wanted to... Go ahead.
All right. One's like, Two Birds in a Cage, or... the title.
Bird Box?
So basically, this girl... She's with this, like, loser construction guy.
Oh.
And she's a huge cunt to him. And she's a huge cunt. And she doesn't work, and she just uses them.
Okay.
And she, like, watches videos of her and her former boyfriend used to take.
Okay.
So the former boyfriend was, like, really rich and successful and good looking.
Okay.
And they broke up for some reason. And now she's with the loser guy.
Right.
And, like, it's just... She don't let him fuck her. She only lets him play with her pussy at times, and she's just really abusive. And so we go more and more into the story. And before she met the loser guy, of course she was with the guy. And
the rich guy.
He was debating on... He had another woman.
Oh.
Of course. And he's like, well, I'm fucking with you, but I'm gonna marry this bitch because she's more rich and powerful.
Okay.
But before he told her that, he had her fuck this old guy because he needed money. So
wait, but I thought he was rich.
Nah, he wasn't that rich.
He was doing okay.
He was doing okay.
Right.
But the wife comes from a rich family.
So he wanted to marry up.
And the wife's dad is old, and he's like, "Hey, bitch." He went to the dad. Was like, "You want to fuck a young girl?" So he goes to the girlfriend. He's like, "Fuck this old guy."
Okay.
So she fucks the old guy. Oh shit! I left out a huge chunk. Oh goddamn! I fucked it all up. Okay. Well, I'm not. I can salvage it. Okay, let me keep going.
All right.
So she fucks the old guy.
Okay.
And after that's done, they're driving the car, and he's like, "You know I'm not gonna marry you, right?" He's like, "I'm gonna marry this other chick." She's like, "What the fuck?" And he gets mad. He swerves the car, and he drags her out, and he punches the shit out of her. Actually beats the shit out of her on the street, and he takes off. And he throws the CDs they made together. He's like, "Look at that shit," and he drives off. So that's after that. She's all bandaged up, and that's where she meets the loser guy.
Oh, and he's real sweet and kind.
Yeah, and so this time she's with the loser guy. She meets another corporate, sexy kind of guy, and so she starts fucking him on the side.
Didn't learn her lesson?
So this is the parallel. So it starts becoming parallel, and she starts... And the loser guy, he's like, "Hey, girl, stop messing with this guy. You know how you get."
Oh, so he knows about it?
And so... The story makes it seem like the loser guy, he's kind of weird too, but it makes it seem like he's this evil person trying to prevent her from being with the guy.
Okay.
So eventually, closer to the end of the story, the guy she's seeing now fucking with, he's like, "Hey baby, I don't really want to be with you." So she takes a knife, and she stabs him in the fucking neck. But he's living, he's just bleeding. And so the loser guy pops up like, Hey! You better not call no fucking police, or I'm telling your wife." He's like, "All right, I'm out of here," and he runs away. And then we find out that the girl, she had induced amnesia. So what happened was, one day after the beating with the old boyfriend, the old boyfriend called her up again. Oh fuck! I left out another huge chunk. Damn. It's okay. The old boyfriend called her up again. They're sitting in the car. They're rekindling. Like, I loved you so much. So I loved you too. And he's like, "I need you to fuck that old guy again." He's like, "It's the last time, baby." So they're walking. She takes out a knife and slits his throat. And now he does die.
Oh, okay.
And so this was in the past. During this time,
okay.
She calls the loser guy.
Yeah.
And the loser guy comes and helps get rid of the body.
Okay.
So that's why he was telling her, like, stay away from this guy, because You know you're crazy, bitch.
But she's dating the loser guy?
But she blocked the killing out the one guy part out for her head.
Okay.
And then at the end, she's like, "Oh shit, I'm fucked up." And the loser guy's like, "Yeah, you are fucked up. I see you're apparently she's pregnant." And so the loser guy's like, "I'm gonna take the heat for all this shit," and he jumps off a bridge and kills himself. I don't know why. That's the one dumb part.
Damn it! Come on, Japan.
It was almost a perfect movie, but that last part kind of fucked it.
Before they complete a movie, they really need to fly in some American producers and be like, okay, you gotta fix this, then it'll be a full movie.
Nope.
Because that sounds good.
That's pretty good.
So, okay. So I guess she just has a baby.
Then it ended with, "I love you." I'm like, what? No, the bitch is a cunt.
Okay, well,
two birds over the something. Two birds love something. I'll look up the title later.
One I watched a while ago was Norwegian Woods.
This is a Japanese movie.
It's based on I don't know why it has that name. It's based on a book that was popular here. It was another love story, and it was really bullshit.
In Japan or in
Japan. I think it starts off in the 60s.
Why is it called Norwegian?
I don't know. I think it starts off in the 60s, maybe. And there's like a group of friends, like 2 guys, 2 girls, and they're all like,
one cup.
Yes. And they're like, boobity boo boo, we're all do boom, boom, bam. And then the one guy kills himself. Just
like in front of everybody?
I think he goes in the garage and like suffocates himself with the car.
Oh shit!
Something. It was dumb. And then it skips ahead, and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm fucking into some girls," and then he's like, "Oh, I know this girl. She's crazy. She's a girl I knew before. She went crazy, and now I gotta go love her again."
Okay.
And then like she's crazy, but he like keeps going back to her.
Oh,
and it's
crazy
just
pussy,
like,
man.
It's just like
ain't nothing like it.
I don't remember anything about that movie, other than it was annoying.
Yeah.
And it's just one guy like, "Oh, I love her, but she's crazy. Like, I should leave her."
Was that the main plot of the story, or is that like a side plot?
I think that was the main plot.
So what about the guy that killed himself? What was
he's dead.
What was the whole point of that?
I don't know. I think she went crazy because she's like, "Oh, my boyfriend killed himself," and I don't know. I would say don't watch that movie.
I don't know. The reviews all over the place, man.
That's the problem with Japanese movies too. Where like, okay, let's say you watch Goodfellas, and you're like, "Oh, goddamn, it had this, it had that, and it had this. It all tied together. It was a great movie."
All right.
And you're like, "What's a Japanese movie? Some bullshit happened." It's like
some things, some stuff.
Here's one that's pretty good, I would say. Well, probably not, but whatever. It's called Zatoichi. It's a blind samurai. Oh. There's like 15 movies from like the 60s.
Is this an old movie or
yeah. I think it's from like the 60s.
Black and white?
I think so, yeah.
What?
It was kind of a cool concept, but like whoever made it apparently didn't know how to make a movie. Like the movie wasn't really interesting.
Uh-huh.
But there's like some Yakuza shit from like the 1700s, I don't know.
All right.
Which was kind of cool, but then it's
Wait,
like,
so is this, he's a samurai?
He's a samurai.
We're talking about like the Edo period, or are we talking recent now?
No, it was a long time ago. But he like wanders into a village, and they're trying to scam him, but he's like, "I'm blind, so I know all the scams, so fuck you, I'm gonna counter your scams." And then they're like, "Fuck you, we're gonna kill you anyways, you blind fuck." And then in Japanese, so a bunch of bullshit happens. There's a showdown on a bridge, I think. And then he's like walking, he's like, there was like the love interest.
All right.
But she's over here. He's over here. He's blind. He can't even see her. Oh. So he walks away.
Wait. So like,
and then the movie
she was just waiting for him, or he just walked away.
Yeah, I think she was waiting for him, and he couldn't see her because she was like not directly by him. And it just shows him like walking down the road blind.
I need more information, Chris. This is all over the place.
It was a Japanese movie. Of course, it's all over the place.
I don't know, man. So why didn't she go to him then?
I think she didn't see him either.
She blind too?
No, she was just annoying. I think she was standing there like, oh, I wonder when Zatoichi's gonna come back.
That's his name, Zatoichi?
I don't know.
I
think they remade it with Beat Takeshi, like in the 90s.
I don't know why you gonna say Tom Cruise for some reason.
No. Are you a fan of old Beat Takeshi?
I don't know. I liked Takeshi's Castle.
Oh, that game?
Yeah. Game show.
I liked him. I liked him in Battle Royale.
Oh yeah.
That's a Japanese movie I legitimately like.
Did you ever read the manga?
I was gonna say I think it's based on a manga.
It's really good.
The manga's good. Is it short?
It's about like it's a killer style, so maybe like just 5-6 volumes, but it's like they're huge.
How come I haven't seen that anywhere? Like you see Akira like everywhere.
This is true.
I've never seen the movie or the manga anywhere. But I'm assuming
they know. Get on the ground! Get on the ground! What's going on? Got the laptop. Oh, nice microphone. Taking that too. What?
Is the manga's good though?
Yeah. Is
it different than the movie?
Yeah.
But I just remember like when he first shows up, it's like that classroom full of kids, and then he's like, and then this, I think a girl or I don't remember if it was a girl or a boy. They're like, "Fuck you! Like you're just a fucking old asshole." He pulls out a gun, knife, and just stabs her.
No, he threw that shit.
Oh, he threw it.
In
okay.
Her fucking skull.
And I was like, "Oh, this is good."
Got everything I like.
I think that movie only had a few parts where I was like, ugh. But yeah, that movie's pretty good. I would say that's a good one.
Hearing you do that mumbling thing, it was funny. I had a student, older guy. I was like, did you ever, like a dumbass English question, you know how they do, it was like, did you ever hear an opinion that, you didn't want to hear?
Why do they always have questions like that?
I have to get an example. I bought a shirt and my sister didn't like it. She said my shirt was dumb. That is an opinion I did not want to hear. But, so, the old guy, he was like, my wife told me that she can't understand me when I talk. I'm like, aha! So you guys don't fucking talk right. He was an old guy, too.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, my wife said, honey, like, I don't understand you when you talk sometimes. Like,
yeah.
Because, like, if a Japanese person would talk to you,
yeah,
they're like, and you go, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. They're like, you must not know Japanese.
Yeah,
but it's like, no, you can't fucking talk right.
I could do a whole podcast on that.
So he admitted that his wife,
who's Japanese,
like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
And who's lived with him for, 40 years? So,
yeah, like, you can know what someone's saying if you live with, like, I don't hear him, I know what the fuck he said.
Yeah.
She's going, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Talk with some pronunciation.
And here's the thing about Japanese older people. They have their own language. Like, I've always wondered, at what age do you decide, well, I'm just going to talk like an asshole from now on? Where I'm like, you're just using different, like, oh, we don't say da anymore, we say ja. It's like, why? Is that easier? Is that an old person thing?
Yeah, that was actually a good example. The real example is like, what the fuck did that motherfucker just say?
Yeah. And it is funny, some students you get who are real young, they talk, I guess maybe their grandparents raised them. And you're like, you sound like an old person. But you're like 4 years old.
Morty. But nah, that brought me a joy because he's like, my wife, she says like she doesn't understand me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. But if I ask you to repeat one goddamn word, then you look at me like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah. But yeah. All right, let's get back to some movies.
That movie is called My Grandpa by Steven Spielberg.
One I did is wacky.
Oh.
It's called Houseu.
Houseu?
It's an old movie.
That's an American drama with the guy with the cane.
They should make a crossover where he goes to Japan. He's like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, you have Kofun Show. He's like, I don't have Kofun Show. That would be great. Kofun Show gave me this limp. Extreme case.
I don't know why. I just saw like this. It's in my head. I saw this one like trailer for House. For some reason, he was like grinding his cane in one of the doctor's shoulders, and the doctor's like, "Ah!" He pushed him like in the wall. But it was such a fast cut. I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" He's like, "Yeah," and the doctor, House is at it again.
That's I can picture that actually. It's a good show. It's just kind of goofy. But okay, back to Houseu.
Houseu.
Okay, it's about these school kids. They're on a school trip in like a bus or something.
School kids on a school
trip in a bus or something.
Oh, school kids on a bus or something. Got it, Jay-Z. School kids on a bus, motherfucker.
So they go to the Inaka, which things get fucked up.
Oh,
there's like a flying watermelon.
Flying watermelon.
There's a piano that eats a child.
This is a horror movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's some like weird trippy shit. The most iconic scene is like a piano like eats a girl, I think.
Whoa.
But it's real fucked up. I would say watch Houseu if you get the chance.
That sounds pretty good. Was it good?
I liked it. It was bearable.
Oh.
That's the highest compliment you can give a Japanese film. It was good and bearable.
Oh, I got a good one.
All right.
It's called Lesson of Evil. So in this one, there's a new school teacher. Is it high school or middle school? I think it's high school. He's a guy, and he's cool. Everyone likes him.
Yeah.
He's a cool teacher. He's hip. He's down. He's good looking. And
he's Obama.
And it's Obama. He just learned Japanese for some reason. Came to Japan.
He probably knows Japanese.
He looks like he could know it.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. So this movie's a slow burn, but you understand why.
Okay.
So in the beginning, like everything, sometimes certain things happen, like someone might get a heart attack or people die, and you're like, what's going on? But then the teacher, there's some funny things, like he like starts seducing this one high school chick, and he has sex with her.
A teacher?
Yes.
In Japan? Has sex with a high school student?
But he was able to because another teacher was gay, and he was having sex with a high school boy. So this teacher framed that. That teacher came like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's some sick ass shit.
To the gay guy?
Yeah, but he's like, I need your Porsche and I need your place because I gotta fuck this chick.
So he's gay, he just has a Porsche?
His family's rich.
Ah.
So the teacher, a lot of small things happen, but we find out
hold on.
that...
Stop.
Well, wait.
You need a Porsche to seduce a high school girl?
No, he didn't want it.
How bad is his game?
No, he didn't need it, but he just wanted one.
He just wanted it, okay.
And then we find out that he's a serial killer. And he was
teacher?
Like, yeah, he was killing up in Europe, and he had to go for the run, so he went back home. And so, like, you know, because he's a serial killer, he can't control his urges. So he just keeps killing and killing slowly. But the thing is, he's like trying to cover his tracks. Like, okay, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. I'm gonna let's go back. Then I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. So then there's this night events at a school. It's just him and the students.
And they're like jousting.
Night events.
Got puns up here at JPBM.
And so like the girl he was sleeping with, he kills that girl and like throws her off the roof. He's like, it's all I'm gonna frame this on somebody. So he's like, okay, cool. So he opens the roof door, and another girl's standing there. He's like, son of a bitch. So he kills her. Then he's just like, and you gotta see it's actually kind of long. It's like because you get the feeling like he just keeps killing.
Okay.
And he keeps trying to cover it.
Okay.
But this is like the fun. He's like, fuck it. So he locks the school down.
Okay.
Gets a shotgun. It just chases all the kids down in the school and kills them all.
What was the title of this again?
Lesson of Evil.
Lesson of.
So
okay,
then he's just popping off all the students. And it's
really.
It's funny. It's hilarious. It's well deserved because it's like it's such a like where is this going? Nah, it's like it's a long movie. We're like finally, and it's like 30 minutes of him just blowing everyone away.
30 minutes. Wow.
Literally blowing everyone away.
Damn. Okay, that sounds good actually.
And then at the end, like he's like, okay. He like ties himself up and bangs his head. It's like, I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay.
Then one of the kids survived. He's like, you killed it. He's like, maybe. And that didn't end. It's actually really good.
Lesson of Evil?
Yeah, we'll watch that.
Okay. That sounds good. Here's a fucking bad one I watched. Fuck, what was it called? It's an animated movie.
Oh.
What was that called?
Animated? If it's animated, it'd be good.
Oh, Kimi no Nawa.
Oh, Chris. You can't say that, man.
All the junior high school students liked it. Why didn't you watch it? Which I hate the title of this movie.
What's your name?
Kimi no Nawa. I'm just nitpicking here. I'll skip this complaint. Okay. So it's about a Japanese girl and a Japanese boy. Oh. And they switch bodies. And you're like, okay, they're going to doodle around a little bit.
Does he instantly start masturbating?
No, they just go to cafes.
Alright, well, pause it real quick. Alright, so let's say you switch bodies with a girl. And of course, like, I'm going to start touching myself. But then playing with your vagina feels so good, you're like,
I don't want to go back.
No. You're like, I got to get a dick in here. Would you fuck a guy? But it feels like really good. You're like, God damn, that's what girls... So you're like, I gotta get a dick up in this vagina. Would you fuck a guy?
Yeah, of course.
Alright, cool. Would you look for like the biggest dick possible?
I would try and find my old body.
Nah, man.
Get fucked by that.
But your old body's like... He's like just...
It's a girl, so she doesn't know what she's doing. I'm trying my best. Oh, I'm sure you are.
Oh, shit. Oh, snap your fingers. Alright, go ahead.
Okay, so you saw it, right?
No, I actually never seen it, no.
Okay, a boy and a girl switch bodies, and instead of having fun with it, they just made it bad.
Okay.
The boy goes to all these cafes with his friends, and he's like, I'm going to cafe.
The boy and the girl's body. The girl and the boy's body.
The boy and the girl's body. She's just going to cafes. The girl in the boy's body is like in the Enoch, and she's like, I'm fucking hanging out with these losers. Just drinking milk or something. Then turns out they're from different times. Ooh. The girl is from present day. The boy's from like 8 years ago or something.
Okay.
And then they're like, oh, there's a mystery brewing. And you're like, why?
Okay.
So the girl in the future is like looking through all these newspapers. She's like, whoa. There was a meteor that hit Japan. And I'm like, how did you not know that?
But
like
the girl She's originally from the past. Or who's originally from the past? The girl or the boy?
The girl's body is from the present.
Okay, so the boy and the girl's body.
Oh, so the boy in the girl's body finds the newspaper.
Okay, I know who's who.
Oh, now I'm stupid. That makes sense. So he finds out and he's like, oh, a meteor hit, and then turns out the meteor hit his village.
Oh.
And then she's about to get killed in his body, so he travels back in time or something. And then,
how does he go back in time?
I don't know, it's dumb. I don't remember what happened, actually.
Did they stop the meteor like Final Fantasy?
I think they just moved the village.
The entire village.
They're just like, meteor's coming, let's go. Everyone's like, okay.
They convince everyone just like that?
I think so. I don't remember.
Why wouldn't satellites pick this up?
Huh? Oh, satellites?
Oh, it's coming. I'll be with you momentarily.
Korean chicken.
That shit burnt coming out. Wait.
Oh,
so,
the fart?
Yeah. So no one gets killed?
No.
Then at the end, what happens?
I think they switch back. I was on I don't care mode, so.
Was there a reason why he was transported in the future to prevent this?
Maybe. I think they found some old text on the walls of a cave and I can feel the future.
Did you watch this in subtitles or only Japanese?
It was in the theater.
Also only Japanese.
Yeah.
Right. We'll have to run it and watch it with the subtitles, see if we missed something.
But I think I didn't like it because... there
was no sex.
There could have been. They didn't show it.
No. Implied. There was an innuendo.
Yeah. But I think one thing that annoys me about anime is anime movies is they sometimes just show things in Japan but for no reason. I don't know how to explain this. It's a stupid thing I don't like. They're like, here's Shinjuku Station. Are you gonna do stuff there? No, we just drew it. Look at how we drew Shinjuku Station.
It's a big station.
It is, and it's confusing.
It's confusing.
The north exit is on the west side, and the west exit is on the south side. Ooh. Time to confuse everyone. But it looks nice. I guess it's well drawn, but there's something about well drawn things that aren't good that I don't like. Where I'm like, cut the drawing budget and give it some fucking interest.
Wouldn't have happened if Ghibli was in charge.
Ghibli.
It wasn't happening. Gibbles.
Alright. I got one more movie.
Oh, I have any more? Okay, here's one. It's about, it's two halves to this movie. The first half is actually really good.
Okay. The
second half, they kind of dropped the ball.
Which is every movie we talked about almost.
So it starts off with this guy. He runs some kind of steel company, but it's just him and his wife and his daughter.
Just making steel in the basement?
Yeah, so he's like, I need some help.
This doesn't make sense off the bat.
Well, he has a lot of work. And so he finds the guy, he's like, hey, we used to be cool. He's like, yeah, we used to be cool.
Alright, see you.
And so he invites him in the house, and he's being very accommodating to him, and he's helping out with the work. The wife's like, you're being really friendly to this guy. He's like, yeah, he's an old friend. We used to be cool. So this is another slow burn. So the guy, he starts hitting on the wife and shit, and trying to fuck her and shit.
Alright.
And so we find out. Well, then we find out that the relationship wasn't what it's supposed to be.
Who?
The guy and the guy.
Oh.
So one day the guy that's helping him, he's out with the daughter, and he does something to her, and he cracks her head over the fucking playground. And the guy's like, what are you doing? He's like, I told you, motherfucker. I went to jail for you. And that was it. So the guy, he disappeared.
Oh.
So it turns out that that guy, he was killing somebody in the past, and that guy helped him do it.
Okay.
And something he got caught and went to jail, but he didn't.
So why did he invite him back into his life?
Shit. I'm skipping. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you at least remember the title of the movie?
Shit.
Two men in a steel factory and a wife and a daughter. The movie.
But then, like in the second half, the daughter's like she's all fucked up and shit. She's like in a wheelchair and she can't eat. It's like
okay.
Raises some dark questions.
Is it a good movie?
It's shit.
Okay.
Something. It happened.
It was a movie.
I don't know if it was a good life, but it was a life.
Okay. Okay. I'll do two real quick. I'll do one real quick, and then a long one.
You said you had one.
Well, I just remembered.
Okay.
In Kansai, I was in a manga class. We watched a movie about a guy who makes manga with rocks.
Oh! Wait, were we in the same class? No.
We might have taken it. I took it the second semester, though.
Okay. I took it. Okay. Oh, you saw that.
The guy that taught the class was kind of like fucked up looking. He was like, alright, we're going to talk about manga.
And he likes people writing about papers and shit.
He's like,
I'm waiting for your papers about manga.
An A-grade paper will include these.
Yeah, you love papers.
A B-grade paper will have these qualifications.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, motherfucker.
And I'm like, I'll just take the B.
It was an easy class though, but
that was a good class. I learned a lot about manga actually.
Yeah.
But that guy was fucked up. Did you like that movie?
Actually, I did.
It was a guy who's a manga artist, but he's just like, I just use rocks. And they're like, you can't just use rocks. He's like, well, I do. And my parents disowned me, so I don't remember what happened there, but I think they realized his dream of making rock mangas.
No, eventually he writes real manga, but it's about rocks.
Oh, was it? I've been looking for the title of that for like 5 years.
And then there's a girl, she's a manga.
Yeah, but she like actually draws it?
Yeah, and they meet, but she's like one of those cosplayers.
Yeah.
And then he finds her, she works at a cosplay sex bar, is it?
I think so.
Like she's a prostitute cosplayer. And then the guy that owns a regular bar, he's an old manga guy.
Oh, was he?
He's like, I like your girl. I'm gonna go to this manga competition.
Oh, okay. That kind of makes sense.
And the main character's a virgin, but he's quite old. And then he meets another just random crazy bitch, and they have sex.
Oh, wait, yeah.
And he's like, I'm having a cigarette because I thought you were supposed to have a cigarette after your first time.
Yeah. That movie was good, but I don't know what it's called.
And the girl's parents, they like to dress up in cosplay, and
Anywho, if you can find Rock Manga the movie, I would say watch it.
Rock Manga.
That's the one I have the least problems with. I don't think I had any problems with that one. No. All right, last movie. This was when I think I lived in Kawagoe and I was just bored. Uh-huh. So I was like, I'll just watch a movie. Like my goal was just watch a Japanese movie. Uh-huh. Like the only one they had was like this teen drama where it was like, I'm a girl and this guy's got black hair and he's a asshole. This guy's got blonde hair and he's all sweet and whatnot. Oh. And it was just her like just going back and forth like the nice guy makes me feel good because he's nice to me, but the asshole makes me feel good because he's an asshole to me. And it just goes back and forth for like an hour and a half, and then they have a basketball competition. I'm like, neither of them have ever played basketball.
Slam dunk.
And
Slam dunk. All right, go ahead.
And I think the point of this movie was for girls just to date assholes.
She got with the asshole at the end?
Yeah, I think the black haired guy.
Why was he an asshole? Was there a reason? Like,
I don't think they went in that far. I think they were just like, girls just date assholes. Could just do it. Don't date guys. What
did the nice guy do? Did he cry or?
They're playing basketball, and I think he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna hit this jump shot, but I'm a nice guy, so I'm just gonna miss and let you win." And then the girl was like, "All right, I guess I'll just get married to this other."
She married him?
I'm assuming. I don't know. Oh. I think it was based on a manga of whatever.
Okay.
But I see movies that look like that movie in trailers all the time. And I'm like, didn't you already release this movie? I see so many trailers of like,
I think I've seen this before.
Which guy do I want to date? The nice guy or the asshole?
It's like the our generation's, what's it called? HY movies, YG movies. What's it called?
YA?
YA.
Young adult?
With the Hunger Games and Twilight.
Yeah, okay.
And what's it called? Maze Runner.
The Maze Runner. Okay, yeah.
Did you see the Maze Runner?
The first one.
Yeah, just 3 more.
Oh, wow. Let's do a podcast on that.
Just review the Maze Runner for some reason.
Yeah, I saw the first Maze Runner back in 2009. I didn't understand it. Back to you. Oh, damn. I wanted to end this with me talking about the movie I was in, but we're already at an hour.
Wow, what's the problem?
Yeah, that's true. All right, so I was in a movie. I probably shouldn't. I don't think I'm allowed to name it. Let's just say it was.
What's going to happen if you do?
Probably nothing, but like when we were before we were filming, we were like kind of taking pictures of our costumes.
You dicks.
And the head guy, Gene, an Australian guy who was a piece of shit.
They always are.
They're always Australian. He was like, "Hey, you're not allowed to take pictures." And we're like, "But those Japanese people are." And he's like, "They're not getting paid to do this." I'm like, "Oh shit." So these movies just say, "Hey, come on, Japanese people, just do it to be in the movie." Like we at least got paid a little bit. Like it's kind of fucked up that you wouldn't pay your extras.
I don't know, that's weird.
But I guess there's not enough foreigners in Japan to get away with that, so they have to pay you like I think it was $40 a day.
$40? All right. All right. Get some yakiniku with that.
All right. We had to send in our measurements for the costumes, and I didn't do it.
You're too big not to
do
that.
The guy was in an email was like, "You didn't send us your measurements," and I was like, "Really big?" He was like, "Really big isn't going to help us make a costume." And I'm like, "All right." And he's like, you can go to a suit store and ask to be measured for free and then like tell us what they tell you, measurements." Right. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. So I bought like a little measuring tape.
Yeah.
And then I gave them the measurements, got there, and they're like, "Well, we don't have costumes for anyone." And it's like, "Well, why do we have to get measured?" And they're like, "We just have a bunch of old suits lying around." So that's Japan for you. Okay, the first day I didn't even show up because my friend came to visit me, and I'm like, I don't care that much about this dumbass movie.
Chris.
And they actually called me when I was hanging out with them and like, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "I'm in Kyoto." And they're like, "Kyoto?" I'm like, "Yep, see ya."
Wow, that was when you were in Tokyo, no?
We were hanging out though.
Don't mess up the flow. Just finish. He'll stop soon. Come on, come back here. We finish this. Well, you had the JR pass or something?
Okay.
Did you have the JR pass thingy?
No.
But you called the Shinkansen to Kyoto.
I think we just went to Kyoto.
By Shinkansen.
Yeah.
Who was dancing in the field with... who saw Goody Proctor with the devil?
Okay, now that we got the part I need to cut out of the way, which I'm not going to do. I'm just going to leave it.
You saw the Crucible?
No.
What? You saw the Crucible. It's a school mandatory. Alright, go ahead. So they called you.
So we were hanging out in Kyoto, and they called me, and they're like, where are you at? And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not going to come." They're like, "Oh, okay." And I just hung up. But this is the day I wish I was at, because it had the guy from Arashi.
Oh.
And apparently he was a real piece of shit. And so he would film his, like, a scene, and then he would just, like, stand up and hold his arms out like a T and just start, like, wiggling his body and throw his jacket off. And they had to have someone behind him to catch his jacket. Because, like, these Japanese idols, I thought they were so pure of heart. Like, I thought they were just nice people. Like, oh no, it turns out
was he the main character, or he was just doing a show in?
I don't know. I think maybe he was the main character. But it's like, how do these Arashi guys keep getting in all these movies?
Nepotism.
But anywho, I really wish I could have seen that because it sounded funny. and the girl I was talking to, she was like, it happened after every scene. Like, they had to have a guy who just caught his jacket because he's like this egomaniac who's like, I shouldn't have to take off 2 sleeves of a jacket. I'm just going to wriggle my body and throw it. So,
or he even knew this movie was a piece of shit, so he was like, fuck it.
So good job, buddy. Let's see. Then the 2 days I went, it rained, and like, I guess they were like, fuck it, it's a rain scene now. Because they're like, we booked a parking lot for 2 days. We're gonna film. And okay, so I got there, and they don't have any clothes for the foreigners. It's like, why did we have to measure ourselves?
So no one had any clothes.
They were just like, just put on some suits.
And other people were like, I did send my measurements in, and they still don't got it.
No. They just had clothes.
No, I mean, like, other people were like, yeah, I sent my measurements in, but they don't got my clothes.
No. Yeah. So they were just like, just pick a suit and put on some pants. And then they had all these like shoes. I think it takes place in Russia, but it was like Japanese people in China, some bullshit. We were Russians in China, and a Japanese person was in China to learn how to cook or something.
But you're in Japan.
Whatever. And then they didn't have like, I wear a size 13. They didn't have a shoe that was close to fitting me. So like, here's some wooden clogs. So like, I'm wearing like a suit, and then these like clang 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 clang.
The Russian style or Japanese style?
Japanese, like, geta. And I'm like, none of this makes any sense. And they were filming us just walking around outside in the rain. And I think the first day nothing happened. I think it was just film people walking around. The second day was when, I guess, the actors came.
How many days on set did you have to be for that?
Only 2.
Not days. How many hours?
It was a full day. It was like 8 hours of nothing.
Shit.
And they actually got mad at the foreigners. The director, which this is kind of, I guess, insight into Japan. The director didn't direct. He would tell his little minions to come out and tell people what to do. And it's like, maybe that's why all your movies are such, like, ass. Like, you see, like, behind the scenes of, like, The Shining or something, and, like, they're like, oh, the director was really involved. This guy did not leave his tent once. He was like,
peered out with binoculars. One. He was with the Japanese sandals on.
And like, we got in trouble because they were listening. I guess they film a scene and then they listen to it in the tent, and they were like, tell the gaijin to never talk when we're reviewing the films. It's like, but the Japanese people are talking too, and like, no. It's just you guys. So, my second day, which was the last day of filming, was like the only one I think that actually had actors. And there was one foreign guy. I didn't know who he was. He actually had some lines, I guess.
No.
And it was funny, like they had a old Japanese man who was supposed to be Chinese, speaking Chinese, but he didn't bother learning the lines. So they had to like tell him like, here's your Chinese line, and he's like, oh, and then he would like flub it 8 times in a row, and they're like, all right, that's good enough. And it's like, you didn't bother learning your 2 or 3 lines. So
I gotta look this. Keep going.
So I'm assuming he just spoke like nonsense Chinese.
God damn.
Because they were like, we only have 8 hours. Like, we gotta get to the next scene. And let's see. Oh fuck! What else happened? Hold on. There was something else that was really. Oh, okay.
You have to throw. Oh, go ahead.
So the first day I was there, it was just walking around, and they were like, we need some background noise, so let's just walk around and just kind of mumble. And I was just walking around going, fuck, shit, ass. Because I was like, I want this background noise in your fucking awful movie. And then, okay, so the last day, they were like, oh, hold on, I think I played 2 different people.
Oh.
In the first day, I was I was arrested, and I was put in some cart, and they're like, get in here, you fucking Russian scum. And then the second day I was there, I was a different person. Like, I had a hat, and like I had a mustache.
What?
And I'm walking around in the same suit and getup. So it's like, what? It doesn't make... Did this guy grow a mustache in one day? Like, hold on. Okay, so the last day, they were like, we need one of the foreigners to like... They're like, we need you to like hold this basket of fish. And like you're arguing with a Chinese merchant, and like
it's saying that the Australian guy's telling you this,
or someone was.
All right.
And they're like, the director said if you throw the fish, like if the fish slips out of the basket, that might be okay. And I'm like, does he want me to throw the fish or not? And they're like, hold on. And then 10 minutes later, it's like, he said maybe if the fish slides out of the basket, like that might be okay. And so like I had just a basket of fish, and like
real fish,
I don't remember. Probably prop fish.
Could you smell it?
Well, the place smelled because they had like live animals and stuff. And I think there was a horse that shat like.
Were you at the Suji fish market place? Where were you?
It was in the middle of nowhere.
Nowhere.
Which makes me wonder, like, how come they only had 2 days to film? Like, nobody lives here. But yeah, like, that really annoyed me, where I'm like, what kind of director just goes, ugh, maybe if you're arguing and the fish fall. Like, you need to tell me what to do. You're the director. So that pissed me off. But then, like, it got to the point where, like, the fish kind of, like, wouldn't fall out. So they came and they're like, throw the fish. And I'm like, okay, finally. So I need to just throw it and walk off. And I was pissed at this point. So maybe that was his goal. Maybe he was like, just fuck with this guy.
Now he was directing.
Yeah, we don't know. I'm having a fish. And so the third time I was like, fucking take your fish. And here's the thing. I was like, should I say something? Like, it's weird if I just throw a fish and don't say anything. And then 10 minutes later, his minion comes back. He's like, oh, maybe you shouldn't say anything. Like, none of this makes any sense. So, I would say, I've never watched this movie either.
What's the title?
I guess I'll just say it. It'll give them maybe $2. Right. Last Recipe.
Okay.
And, yeah, it was not a good experience. I'm going to be quite honest with you.
Did you go through like some talent agency, or you just find this on Facebook?
No, they messaged our, what is it? The company that hooks up the BOE with the gaijin.
Oh, really?
They messaged them and they're like, can we get some of your finest foreigners? There we go. Last recipe. Is that the Arashi guy?
Yeah. Did you ever see him or not?
He wasn't there when I was there. He was only there the first day. Apparently he's a piece of shit, so... Anywho.
Market scene? We'll find
fish scene.
Fish scene.
That'd be great if I was a meme in Japan. Oh, watch the Russian throw the fish.
You know, we might find you on the internet. We might find you.
Oh, I'm sure there's pictures of me in Japan. Like, look at this guy walking around. Alright, should we wrap this episode up?
Alright, let's call it. Alright, y'all. So now you know. You got some movies to see. You got some movies not to see, or you can still see them if you can argue with us. Go ahead. Oh, I thought you cut me off.
I wouldn't do that.
Alright. Yeah!